And those days, as you all remember, there were no like what we have today, the ABAs and this and that, wing and all. Nothing was there. Every payment was a cash payment, which was handled by the local staffs who are going to the provinces and all. So those were risky days. So I suggested, let's do own distribution. We import and we distribute, which the company has never done that before. So he jumped off from his chair and says, "Are you crazy?"
There were some growing pains in Cambodia on the pathway to peace and stability, which we've enjoyed for many, many years now. And the company said, "We'll take a risk if you take a risk," basically, if you're willing to be based here. So you started in Cambodia.
My head office is still Cambodia.
Head office is in Cambodia.
It's still Cambodia.
And you've expanded from Cambodia regionally.
Regionally.
But head office is still here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have been asked this question several times when I travel out.
Yeah.
Why Vietnam is 100 million population, such a big country, why don't you have your head office? I said, this is where the opportunity was given to me, and this is where I have to stick on and go from here, not a problem. So overall, I think Cambodia is one of the very good place for investors, and I would almost definitely promote through your this talk today that people should come and invest. So beautiful country and beautiful people.
Greetings from the Kingdom of Cambodia. Welcome to our world here in Cambodia, and thank you for inviting us into your homes, into your lives. And we have good news to bring you from Cambodia. We are alive and well. Cambodia is alive and well, and there are good things happening here in the Kingdom of Cambodia. And we are going to have a very enjoyable conversation today with people right in the middle of everything happening here in Cambodia. So I'm Jesse McCaul, and looking forward to sharing our conversations with you today. We also have Brother Ri Uk, and Brother Ri, Bang Ri, thank you. Yeah.
Good morning. Welcome to the Kingdom of Cambodia, the Kingdom of Wonder. And it's a wonderful blue sky today.
It is. And especially today, honor to have you, Brother Sandeep Majumbar, and it's great to have you here. And thank you so much for your time here today. And we're all friends, and so looking forward to having a great conversation. Sandeep is the chairman of the Indian Chamber of Commerce in Cambodia, as well as the chairman and managing director of Kirwa International. More importantly, maybe a veteran of Cambodia for the last 27 years, since 1997. And so it's great to have you here as well, Brother Sandeep.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, both of you and the team, to have welcomed me for this episode. Do you want me to start off straight?
Sure.
Okay, so small introduction about me. I'm basically from India. I was born in Calcutta, but my father was in state service in Rajasthan, so I grew there, probably 3 months when we shifted in Rajasthan. So we were there for a long 25 years. So my study, my graduation, and my work started in Rajasthan, which is the desert city, full of palaces, world's best palaces there in Rajasthan. And I started my career also in Rajasthan itself initially. And as I grew the ladders and I had a wider territory, then it was Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, and it's like one province, one a country actually, if you see that way. So India is like 29, 30 countries if you put together. 7 years I was in India. I joined in a pharmaceutical company. I was in the sales and marketing all through in this last 37 years of my work. And thereafter, in 1994, I moved to international position in a Singapore-based multinational company, which had its operations in more than 40 countries. They were very big. The group company was quite big in chemicals. They used to deal with petrochemicals and all. And we used to, me and my friend, we used to head the pharmaceutical division, which was 10% practically of the business of the group company. But we were given a free hand to expand the business in the region. So I used to travel to Australasia, Southeast Asia, South Asia, and later on to African countries. So that's how my initial days started off with Singapore. Then I was based in Nepal. I was based in Vietnam because I used to open the companies for them. And then we decided that they want to open here in Cambodia. Yeah. So I was initially told to go and see how it works and open the company. So I was here.
That was
1997, April.
April 1997, when you visited before that.
I visited there before that.
Back and forth a little bit.
Yeah, but not based.
But then based here
in 1997.
In 1997. Yeah.
So, in fact, initial days there, you remember in the month of March, there was a little bit of an issue. I was supposed to fly in on 30th of March here from my Vietnam office. I was on midway to my airport when I get a call that flights have been cancelled.
Yep.
So you have to reschedule when it opens. I mean, the airport here was closed, and that I remember later on when I get back, I see that there was some grenade attack in 30th of March, and because of that, the airport was closed. So I went back, and then 8th, after a week, they told us, yes, good to go. Yeah. So the first flight I took, and I came here. Yes, that time there was a little bit of issue because of what had happened.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I'll interrupt there as well because we all kind of arrived back or arrived here around that time. I arrived here, started living here in 95. Wang Ri, you started visiting, coming back from Australia and New Zealand. July 97. Yeah. And so those were the early years. And you're absolutely right. Back then, look, Cambodia was on the pathway to peace and stability. Yes. We had our elections in 93. The United Nations, which at that point was the largest peacekeeping operation ever in the history of the United Nations at that point, had just finished up. And so it was early. There were some challenges, but it was also on the pathway to peace and stability. Yeah. And that's why we came. I mean, nobody's looking for instability. And nobody's looking for danger. Yeah. And we all understood that, look, the United Nations was just here. Yeah. They just had the elections. It's on that pathway. It's not going to be perfect back then, but it's on the right path. And so that's why we all came. That's why you came in 97, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So then moving ahead, of course, I was supposed to register the company, which I did. And since we were in pharmaceuticals, we had to look after for our distributors. So I went around finding a distributor. So we had calls with most of them. But just because that March episode, people were a little reluctant to start off immediately. Mm-hmm. So it took us 2 months to see who can be our good partner. Yeah. But then again, sadly, that July episode happened.
Sure.
Which created, of course, a complete stop to even giving an appointment. People were not ready to give an appointment after that. So, 1 or 2 months went, and I was feeling bad that there is an expense going on for the company, and we are not able to start off. So, I took a decision that if we keep waiting for distributors to open up their arms to start off with us, it may take another 3 months, 4 months, we don't know. So I gave a proposition to my owners at that time that, best would be, I don't know whether you approve or not, you don't have to answer me right away. Think over it, sleep over it, and then take my suggestion. You answer me tomorrow, call me tomorrow and let me know. Then I told him that let's take a risk. Because if nobody wants because people are interested to take import products which are in fast-moving products, not a new company to establish which will take 7-8 months. Now the scenario is not good. And whenever these kind of things happens, the first thing to affect is your payments get stuck in the market. And those days, as you all remember, there were no like what we have today, the ABAs and this and that, Wing and all. Nothing was there. Every payment was a cash payment, which was, handled by the local staffs who are going to the provinces and all. So those were risky days. So I suggested, let's do own distribution. We import and we distribute, which the company has never done that before. So he jumped off from his chair and says, are you crazy? Who's going to take care? Because there is no banking system, no check system. Everything is in cash. How do you... I said, as I said, this is just my suggestion.
And for our viewers, again, this is 27 years ago, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about, 2024 and upcoming 2025. But yeah, that was the situation back then.
But then it comes with the good and bad both. Then next day, my owner calls me back. So I told him that it can be 3 months, it can be 4 months. I don't know when we get a distributor because we can't force in a scenario like this. So then he comes back with a condition next day. Okay, I thought about what you said yesterday. And I don't mind you're trying out what you suggested, but I have a condition. I said, okay, let's hear it out from you. What is your condition? So he tells me that I will take this risk only if you don't travel around other countries right now. You be based here. Then I know I have a dependable person and I can take the risk and you be here till everything is settled. So that decision from then and now 27 years, of course, I started off with my own company later on. That's a different issue. So that's how we started off our distribution.
So you were here, you were, looking around the market, seeing what the opportunities are. There were some growing pains in Cambodia on the pathway to peace and stability, which we've enjoyed for many, many years now. And the company said, we'll take a risk if you take a risk, basically, if you're willing to be based here. So let me ask that. I'm curious because as a young man back then, you were still young, we're all young, but as a young man back then, you saw opportunities in the market, business, but you'd also experienced several months of living in Cambodia. What was in your heart that made you agree to say, okay, I'll be based here for a significant period of time, both for the business, but obviously you're living here, eating here, working with locals here. What was kind of the emotional state that you had when that was the proposal made to you to be based here?
To be honest, I think I'll just give you an example, which I'm sure all of you would have heard this. Suppose you go to a country, you see the people don't even have shoes, right? Yeah. And one set of people will think that I'm representing a company which sells shoes. Nobody is wearing shoes. So why do I come in this country? There would be other set of people thinking, this is an opportunity because nobody is wearing. So if I market myself well, there's an opportunity that I can grab them as a first pioneer in a coming. Yeah. So that's where I thought that since there has been a disruption. Yeah. And there were a lot of people who went back. The special flights coming in, people, that in Cambodia now, people were just sleeping on the floor, hundreds of them. The UN headquarters was down there, and UN headquarters chief was an Indian, Mr. Malhotra, a good friend of ours. So we have seen that happening. So whoever stayed back, I knew that they will probably survive better and stronger. Yeah. Those who went back lost that opportunity. Yeah. So I decided, and then when the company entrusted upon me this responsibility, so I thought there's no reason I should say no. I mean, there's more opportunity to prove that my suggestion which I gave is right. So I decided, yes, we will take this challenge. Although traveling those days to provinces, Siem Reap used to take 15 hours. Battambang, your color of your car changes from white to red by the time you reach destination. Muddy roads. Not only that, even in Phnom Penh, there were only 4 Tartar roads. Rest Monkey Kong, I used to stay. There were no, even those roads were not there. So there was a challenge. But then, where you have a challenge, you also have opportunity. That was probably my thought, and that's how I told him, start small shipments, bring by air, or we will clear it out, we order. And once the quantities jumps up, you start with containers. Right. And that's how slowly we started off.
I mean, for me, this is early stage of foreign investments. I mean, Sandeep here, at the time, there are few foreign investors. Yeah, absolutely. We have Taiwanese,
Malaysians, Singaporeans were there.
And Singaporean.
They were the highest, biggest. Malaysians were the biggest.
But I mean, at the time after the event, there are few that stay, and you stay. So what I'm trying to get at is, you stay, but do you know many investors that stay along with you at the time?
Yes and no. Some went back, yes. And people probably who are from the far distance countries went back. But the ASEAN countries, I think they came back again because they are from the region. So they know that this will not last too long, easier. And Malaysia, as you know, that at that time they were the biggest investors. So yes, I mean, some stayed, some went back. So
yeah. I mean, at the time I was a lawyer at the firm in we got DFDL.
Oh, DFDL, of course.
So as a lawyer at the time, the government, you get to provide opinions and advice on various investors. So, so some, of course, they do feel the confidence to continue and they stay. I mean, I'm not sure whether you use our service at the time, but we were quite happy to see quite a few investors stay at the time, especially the Asian, yes. And the government at the time formed really fast. Now the Prime Minister, our Prime Minister Hun Sen, formed a new government really fast. So stability came back in very quickly at the time. And I at the time stayed until November before I moved back to Australia to do my master's, because I don't feel there's further instability, but it is shows that our Prime Minister at the time is really astute in political stability, that he's a father of stability.
The nation.
So up till today, I mean, I'm sure you have find from your heart. I mean, you have seen what he does as well.
Of course, yes, absolutely.
We have peace and stability, and so you. That's how you came, but you've stayed. Yes. You stayed 27 years. That's almost 3 decades. 27 and a half years. And so, what are some of the things that have kept you here in Cambodia? The story of coming in the early days, during the time where Cambodia was moving towards peace and stability, which really was only a couple years after you arrived, is when really there was national peace, stability. It was only a couple of years after that. But you've stayed all these years as well. And you're a businessman. You're also now, involved in a lot of international business facilitation, in particular from India, as the chairman of the Indian Chamber of Commerce in Cambodia. But you also live here as well, right? You live here, you eat here, you drive here. So talk to me a bit about what has kept you here all these years.
Right, that's your next topic, is why Cambodia.
Yeah, that's right.
So yes, so those 5-6 years from 1997 to 2000, I established the company.
Yep.
And then there was a time that in everybody's life it happens that you feel that you should start off some time of your own.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when 2001 I decided to start my own company here in Cambodia. So I registered the company, and as a single owner. And then I started what I was doing for the past company. So I thought it's time that we should do. So I decided here because nobody in my family back home is into business. They're either in the government. My father has been a government state service. My brother in the US has been in the county. Everybody, nobody in the family has been in the business. So I am a little different child. So even in India, people look at those days. It's a government job. It is safe. End of the month, you get your salary. Why do you want to go for a private job? Private job, you're demanding, and you don't know when you will be thrown out. So all those natural, you hear that all. But I have been a little bit different. So I started off with my private job itself in India. And then when I wanted to start off my own, then also there was a lot of issues from the family. Why do you want to start off yourself? You don't have capital. You have a very stable, successful job. So why do you want to take a risk? So either you stay like that for the rest of your life, or you want to achieve something, you have to take a risk.
Right.
So that's what I did then when I was working, and that's what I decided to do. And I was not married at that time, so I had all the reasons to take that risk because you have nothing to lose. So this is interesting. I mean, being a salaried person and then you decide to start off a company without hardly any balance, because I used to be a globetrotter. Whatever I used to save, I used to travel. I've been to 135 countries. So, of course, some because of work and some others. So, of course, there wasn't that big a bank balance, but there was a zeal to do something if you decide.
Right.
So, in a very small way, so I used to drive the car, take the stocks, take one or two local staffs. And those days, as you know, the roads and all, no problem. So that's how, if you want to do something, you have to know the country. Yeah. Every single provinces, even Ratnagiri, I have traveled myself with my team, of course, all provinces. There was one less, the one happened later on, I think.
At the Bongkamom.
So,
but you visited it, but just it was part of Kampong at that time, probably. Yeah.
So, and India, as you know, is the pharmacy of the world. So I started with pharmaceutical products, but then later on, I knew that there is a shelf life of everything that you do, so you have to think 5 years ahead. So then we slowly, as we established with a small group, then we started adding on to new products like OTC, like medical equipments, like orthocare, dental care. Later on, as we established a little bit better, we got into agricultural products, fishery products, and so on. And 2001 I started, 2003 I started my first branch office in Vietnam, because these were the old countries I was anyway doing before.
Right.
So, but this was the only country where I started my own distribution and import. Other countries in the region, not all allowed that, and I also did not have the capability or the finances to do that. So I started with Cambodia because at that time it was a small country. Small investment you could start off with, and then we had more of a marketing office in Vietnam, and that's the agencies were there. So that was not a problem. People knew that he has established companies here, so. People used to, I didn't have to go to them. Most of them used to come that this is our products, would you like to take? So I used to tell them, yes, in one condition, if you give us a credit, because I don't have cash to pay you, because we have to give credit to the market.
Right.
So most of them people, they wanted to establish their brands.
Yep.
So this was quite okay with them because it's Indian to Indian, they know we know each other.
Right.
So that was not a problem. So it's only that you have to work hard, get things done. And that's how it answers your question, why I stayed put, because I started my own business.
Yep.
So this was the first place where I started. So I thought, this is where I have to give back.
So you started in Cambodia.
My head office is still Cambodia.
Head office is in Cambodia.
It's still Cambodia.
And you've expanded from Cambodia regionally.
Regionally.
But head office is still here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have been asked this question several times when I travel out.
Yeah.
Why Vietnam is 100 million population, such a big country, why don't you have your head office? I said, this is where the opportunity was given to me, and this is where I have to stick on and go from here, not a problem. And
what about, sorry to interrupt, but what about living? I mean, you were living in Singapore in 1994. My first trip to Singapore was 95. Someone told me to go visit Singapore before coming to Cambodia, actually. I'd not lived in Asia before. I'm from the United States. And so they said, go stay in Singapore for 1 month and it'll get you used to Asia. And then after that, move to Cambodia. So I did that. And Singapore was more modern than the United States. It was a very modern country, very convenient. And, so, if you talk about, convenience, modern, you were living there in Singapore. You've traveled to 100 and how many?
133. Yeah, 33.
133 countries. And I'm sure you could live with your family. You could do business from any of those countries. But why living here in Cambodia even? Business-wise, that's one thing. But what about even just living here? Why have you chosen, to live here as well?
I have a very straightforward answer for you.
Yeah.
Singapore, practically I used to stay probably 3 or 4 days because I used to travel around, open. So my landlady of that flat used to ask me, Mr. Sandeep, why don't you just take a hotel for 3 days? I said, it's 3 days you stay, 4 days you stay in a month in Spain. I said, this is a norm of my company. It's not my. So they have a certain norms that I have to have a place to stay. Otherwise, I would be happy to work from 3 days stay in a hotel.
Right.
So that is the reason. It was not that I was based there every day going out. No, I was mostly flying in, flying out, flying out.
Yeah.
And
so have you found living in Cambodia comfortable, convenient enough?
Yeah, I'll say yes, because if I live in Singapore for that matter, I'll not be able to have the luxuries that I have here of the drivers. There, only the owners of the car we used to have of the companies, and then the civilians will have those days. They have a special permit, weekend permit. You can't drive every day because you can't have a parking in Singapore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So cars and all. It's a small country. You can go take a metro and go. This is here where you can really live with luxury, with a decent place, and you get helpers here very easily, very dependable. The lady who was working with me is there for 27 years with me. She's like a part of my family.
Part of your family then,
absolutely. One key is there with them. Even if you go out for a month, 15 days family trip outside India or Russia, no, it's all there. So, so that's not a problem.
So the comfort is there. Beside the comfort, you would feel safe, secure, and of course happy.
Safety and has never been a problem in Cambodia. I have lived here for so long. Safety, I don't think, except small things happen that happens in New York. Also, it happens everywhere in the world. But generally speaking, I don't see that was an issue. I mean, so long I've stayed, I didn't face even a single incidents wherein I was worried. So yes, quite comfortable staying here. And if I ask my Singapore friends now. So they want to come and stay in these other countries neighboring because Singapore has become so expensive. So unless it's company paid, people are, a lot of my relatives who are there have moved out to Dubai. Dubai, they find it half expensive than Singapore. So all this.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. This kind of goes into the topic that there's a lot of wrong perceptions about Cambodia, and in your role as the chairman of the Indian Chamber of Commerce in Cambodia, you deal with a lot of international guests. Obviously, you travel 135 nations, so you meet a lot of people too. And they ask where you live, where's your business, and you talk about Cambodia, of course. I've experienced this, Bang Ri, you've experienced this as well. That there's a lot of wrong perceptions, and there's a lot of old news about Cambodia. And I'll use that word that there's a lot of it's old news. Look, sure, 95, 97, back then, there were some growing pains to peace and stability. But if you talk about those growing pains in 2010, 2015, 2020, 2024 is not relevant. Not relevant. And for those of us that are living here in the country, as we look to the future of Cambodia, I believe you would say the same, but as we look to the future of Cambodia, the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, will Cambodia continue to be very stable, livable, peaceful, friendly? My answer would be absolutely.
Same will be mine.
And I can say this, sure, some people look at the tragic past of Cambodia or they look at those growing pains, but I can say this, Bong, you're Cambodian.
Yes.
Honorary Cambodian citizen, holding Cambodian passport as well. And I can say this, that the locals that live here, as well as those that have taken this country as our own, everybody from the highest levels of government on down, everybody wants to maintain this peace and stability.
Yeah.
And there is a high commitment at every level of society to maintain that. And so we can anticipate next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, lifestyle is going to be great. Livability is going to be great. But there's too much, and I'll let you guys comment on that, but there's too much old news that people, they have these misperceptions about Cambodia. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure, Sandeep, especially from your community, especially Indian business and community, what they have been saying then and now. Can you let us know how you find out about that? Because we feel from outside, but Indian community, especially U.S. being the president, I think you know much. But the best person to speak about that.
Yeah. So, as far as misperception is concerned, most of the time, it comes from people who do not know about the country, who have not read well. They hear something from somewhere, and they feel that is right. Yeah. And I was telling you before we started this recording, that when I used to travel those days from India to Cambodia, so in the immigration, they will always, Cambodia, Cameroon?
Not Cameroon, no.
Oh, Colombia. I said, no.
That's a different continent as well.
Then after, some time, then I said, better, easiest way, Bangkok? Yeah, Bangkok, yes. Vietnam? Yes, Vietnam I have heard. It is just between that. Oh, okay. So it is between Vietnam, Bangkok, they know. But Cambodia, they don't. Yeah. But yes, that jokes apart, that was a misconception which is there. Yeah. And yes, that people, this 75, 79, 4 years, people, of course, remembered that. But after that, nobody traveled that much here. So that misconception prevailed. Yes. Now, if you see, both of you were here, it's 2002 when Cambodia chaired the ASEAN for the first time. Before that, you saw a complete change of development with the road, infrastructure. And this is the third time that ASEAN summit has been held, 2002, 2012, and 2022. So when that happened, the news spread wide and loud that this is where you have a country where it is hosting ASEAN, it is hosted your even other big events which I have Commonwealth,
Asian, Southeast Asia Games.
Yeah, social and many others. World Economic Forum, I attended that, the first one, which was in an Intercontinental Hotel. Then later on in Sofitel, World Economic Forum, and all these Olympics, SEA Games. So those visits have definitely changed the mind of people when your Prime Minister travels from Indian Prime Minister as tall a leader like late Atal Bihari Vajpayee. And when he's traveled, the news travels. Then slowly people come to know, Cambodia. But seldom that they know that this entire region from Afghanistan to Bali, you talk about South Asia for sure, yes, all Bhutan and Sri Lanka and Pakistan and Bangladesh, and from here till Myanmar to every single country, including Cambodia, was one mighty India at one time. So we have the same, history and brotherhood. So if you see the cultural similarity, the northeast of India, which borders Myanmar and all, that people look similar to this part of the world. I mean, not the North India or the South Indian part of. So that perception started changing. As far as my position as president of Chamber, that actually started off in 2012 when we formed. When we formed this. So when I used to travel those days to India with delegation and all, so this is a common question which I used to be laughed at. When I was inviting investors from India, what's the population of your country? And those days it was 15 million only. Right. Now today we are 17. So they also tell me from the crowd, oh, you are an Indian yourself, what's the population of a city called Delhi or Calcutta? I said, yes, I know. 20 million is one city. He said, why do you think people will go from here to Cambodia to invest when we have a city of that is lesser than your entire population?
This is a good point.
Yeah.
This is a good point. Yeah.
So my question to them, I used to tell them that, have you visited Cambodia any time before? No, sir. So how does it, I told them, and then I used to give them back in a decent way. Nothing like, I said, there is always an opportunity. A person can be small or big. But even the person who is small, we can learn from them every day. Learning is an ongoing process, which will probably end the day we take leave from this world. So it is not that, I know everything. No. So I used to tell them, you come over, be my guest, see around. And I used to tell them, this country has, when I came in this country to open a bank, to take a license used to cost $7 million. After a few years, it was $14 million. Then it became $24 million. Capital, $24 million, right? After a few years, it became $52 million. Today, it's $75 million. I used to tell, in the forum, I used to tell them that I am an Indian. I'm not criticizing neither Cambodia because both the countries are now mine. It's like I've lived here for more than what I've lived in my own country. So I said, in India, even today, as we speak, commercial banks are not even 48 commercial banks. And what is the deposit there? It is 300 crores, which is like half of what we pay here. 75 million, it was less than that. And I used to tell them that we here, in a 1.4 billion population, we have 48 commercial banks. In a 15 or 17 million population, we have 62 commercial banks with double the deposit amount. We have 48 specialized banking. We have 122 microfinance. So if there is no opportunity, do you think people will just put 75 million just like that?
Yeah.
A good point.
Right?
Yeah.
Then I used to tell them, don't judge with what hearsay, what people say. I said 1.4 billion population, which we are proud of. I would have been happy if we had overtaken China for business, any country for that matter. Population is something which is good and bad both. So it's a human resource, of course, but it comes with a burden as well. So I said, for 1.4 billion population today, our tourism figures, if you say in India back, is 10-15 million, 10 to 12 million only. Whereas here, pre-COVID, it used to be 10 million. For a 17 million population. I said, where is the comparison? So when you compare, it is not always you go, a size of the country is small, population is 15. You see the other side of the country, the good parts also. That's how we learn. They will learn, Cambodians will learn from India. What are their strong points? We have more than 200 billionaires. Yes, we are the fastest growing economy, fifth largest in the world. Yes, the world talks about it. We'll soon be the third largest, as our Prime Minister says. That is something that everybody talks about. We have overtaken, many countries in FDIs in India. The reserves are skyrocketing, touching. In India, of course, technology, IT, we are known as the pharmacy of the world, Bollywood, everything, there are good things to talk about. Be proud of that, but also learn from the other person who has certain strong qualities. And that's how we improve ourselves. Then I told them that, okay, I'm giving you an opportunity. I have come with the delegation. You try to mix up, do the B2Bs, see how we can, like Cambodia has a lot of things to offer. Cambodian land is so fertile. 4 crops you can grow in a season, in a year. Agricultural products, you talk about compost paper, everybody knows in the world. It's the best in the world, right? You talk about raw cashew, the M23. Yeah, M23 is best in the world in Cambodia. Cambodia's cashew. That's why you had this international exhibition forum in Siem Reap this year in February. Whole entire world came here. So rubber. So there are silk, Cambodian silk, Cambodian stones, everything is there. I mean, when you have this one product, one province exhibition in Kopik Island, you see 300 exhibitors from Cambodia showing off and presenting their products. So there is a lot that we can share. Tourism is one. And yes, from business point of view, that slowly, then people used to come. We used to bring in delegations and they used to see, oh yes. Another thing, I used to give them an example, which used to straight away hit their heart. I said, one of you just come over to Cambodia for 2 days. The number of Limmunginis, the number of Lexus 570, the number of Poyajos, and that you will see here, you will not see in Delhi. So what are you saying? I said, yes, what I'm saying is right. You come over and see. Then I had to tell this on and off, tell them that, yes, there is an opportunity.
So what you're telling them is that despite where anybody's home country may be, and there's much to be appreciated about anybody's home country,
right?
But there's much to be discovered and learned about here in Cambodia.
Yes, of course.
Very much.
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, beside the investor from India, the tourists also, Indian tourists. If you met any of them, what is their perception? How many Indian tourists coming to Cambodia?
I'll give you this answer in one very personal note, because these topics are actually government to government related. I am aware of this, that it's a chicken and hen story. Whenever we talk, they said there is no direct flight. So, for 12 years, we had a lot of ambassadors coming in and finally saying that we are going to start, but it took time. Finally, I'm happy it happened finally in the month of June 16th this year. So at least the business travelers can start off from Delhi to here. And then, of course, we will need one to Siem Reap direct so that the other tourism can grow. So, and as we all know, that time Cambodia had very little to offer, Sihanouk Villa and Angkor Wat for that, compared to our neighboring countries like Thailand or Malaysia or Singapore or Vietnam for that matter. So what used to happen is there were no direct flights, so people come to Bangkok or Malaysia, and there's so much to offer there that you can spend 2 weeks easily in Malaysia or Thailand or anywhere. So that's why it used to get filtered. That's why the figures, if you see the tourism figures from India for the last couple of years till now, was very small.
There weren't any direct flights.
Yeah, there were 70,000 passengers. This is a very meager number. But yes, now with direct flights happening and Cambodia also being exposed both in business sector and in tourism, things definitely we see is going to change for a positive note. No doubt about it, no doubt. And Cambodia has done so well in tourism. Now, I was telling you off the record outside that those days, either the pilgrims people will come to see Angkor Wat or Sihanouk Villa. But now you go to any province, there's so much to see.
So much to see.
you can really spend 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And any travelers coming from abroad, they can easily spend.
On Indian tourists, because Cambodian is it's Buddhist, but it's Hindu country as well.
Yeah.
My personal opinion. Anyway.
Yeah.
So there is a much campaign or public awareness in India
About?
our culture. I mean,
Of course.
Destination.
And everybody knows Buddhism originated also from where? It originated.
temple and all.
Yeah, this is a Hindu temple. No, you have the Shiva, you have the Ramayana. So they all know about this. That the Cambodian, I mean, this place, which is one of the 7 wonders of the world for so many years, it has, and there is no second comparison to it for sure. But the time when they started giving this through what you call as voting, numbers they used to fall short of. So that's why Great Wall of China and Taj Mahal, India and the Papiti used to, score with our numbers of the population. But I'm happy, very happy that it is now declared as the 8th wonder of the world. I'm sure you are aware of that. Now 8th wonder of the world. So there is definitely, yes, as you to answer your question, we are aware, all Indians are aware that this is all the same culture, same history, same religion. Hindu, Buddhism all originated from India, as you know. So yeah, we are brothers and sisters. So and that will remain, and that's why I mean, any event that you go, government event, and you will see our ambassador speaking. The first line is that our cultural relationship 1,300 years has been our strong connection, and that will remain and grow. So definitely, that will remain.
Sandeep, and of course, I want to talk to our viewers as well, and of course, we want to extend an invitation to Cambodia, tourism, business, investment. But before we go there, what are some kind of unknown facts about Cambodia that people watching and listening to our conversation may not have known? Things that maybe kind of some hidden gems of Cambodia that many people may not be aware of. Us living here, we might know, we might be more aware of, that we could let any of our viewers or listeners know of today.
One, of course, is what we discussed right now,
Yeah.
Angkor Wat, which I think the whole world is aware of.
Yeah.
In the same city, we have Kulen Mountain,
Yeah.
which when our Indian tourists come and I tell them, go and see their 1,000 shivlings,
Yeah.
they're amazed to see the waterfall and that.
Let me interrupt, by the way,
Yeah.
just when we talk about Angkor Wat, and there's only one region where there are the pyramids in the world, and that's in Egypt. Everyone knows that. There's only one Angkor Wat in the world, and that's in Cambodia. And before that province was called Siem Reap, it used to have the name Mohanoko, which meant the giant city. And if you study history, that a good 700-800 years ago, when London had around 50,000 people living there, Angkor, Mohanoko, had 1 million people. And so it's the Angkor Wat temples, but it's the ruins of the ancient city. Not just the one Angkor Wat, but the whole ancient city is what people are coming to visit. And of course, the most magnificent in all of those is Angkor Wat, which is listed as one of the 8th wonder of the world. But what people also need to realize is when they're coming to visit, they're not just visiting that one of the most significant, but they're visiting an ancient city that used to house 1 million people back when London, was kind of a small little village back then,
Taprom, if you see the one which India has been funding for a very long time, from the first visit of our late Prime Minister in 2002. As you see those trees, You see those 1,500-year-old, those trees which has still been kept. So this is something which you asked me, what is that wonder? This is not many people know. And when they see and hear the guide speaking about the age of those trees, they think, is it possible? Is it real?
Yeah.
So these are many things, in fact, for that matter, which Cambodia offers, which probably people like us who have been here, we know. But it is our duty to spread it to the world and people who are intending to visit Cambodia sooner in times to come.
Yeah, that's right. I know that all of us are involved in both, our international travels, but also working with many people, just like what you said, and saying, hey, come visit at least, come see at least. But then also very involved in working together with many different, international businesses, corporations, investments that are coming into the country as well. And this is what all of us spend quite a bit of time doing. With regards to that, what could we say to those listening, to those viewing today, even kind of as an invitation to come and see our world? This has become our world now. You've lived here longer than you lived in India. I've lived here longer than I lived in the United States now, and this is your home country, you came back. And what would be, maybe a couple top things that you could say as an invitation to those that may not be familiar with Cambodia or may not even think of Cambodia regarding tourism, business, investment? What would be a few things that would come to your mind that you could say?
This is something that has been an ongoing part of the efforts through Chamber that we have been doing. If you see 30 years back, 25 years back, the only trade which used to, the export, if you say, from India, mostly used to be only two sectors. One was pharmaceuticals, and the other one was animal feed. Huge. Vietnam, you talk about Cambodia, you talk about it. This regular efforts that Government of India, we as chambers and the Government of Cambodia has been organizing these trade fairs, exhibitions, business summits, has helped us all to promote the products that are hidden treasures of this country, and also the products that probably India is good at. So now today, if you see, it is no more just pharmaceuticals and animal feed. Now you see people are coming here, they are taking land on rental, they are growing turmeric. You have people from the restaurant business, you have 33 restaurants here. If you are Indians, people come here and do small boutiques, right? Now you see the auto industry, every single, if you roam around, the Bajaj, the all over, entire country is full of that. The tuk-tuks that you call.
The tuk-tuks, yeah.
So this automobile has become the second largest export from India. So this happens how? Only when you interact, you go and shout, this is the advantage, this is the opportunity. Hospitals, there was one hospital which came in, the eye hospital. We are telling them that this is a scope of processing plants you should put up, because so much of cashew is being grown and then it goes off to the neighboring countries. So the people don't get their worth of their efforts. So there are so many other things which both the countries put together. Like you see, did we ever thought 20 years back that Cambodia would be exporting tire? $500 million worth of tires from here, or bicycles for that matter. This has happened, right? Cambodian beer was at one German fair was said to be the third best beer. So this all happens when you campaign about and you are proud of your product. So I'm talking about both Indians and Cambodians should promote their product well in the international market. Attend the exhibitions, show their product, showcase, invite people for business in personal level as well. company to company, plus the forums like this, which is there, that we invite officially the delegation. You are seeing that the new young government is going everywhere possible, to promote their brand. I am proud to say this, and I'm happy to say this. Okay, whether it is instant results happening or not, that time will prove. But I'm telling you, a completely non-political statement, that for last 1 year of this new government, we have been getting, as Chamber, the private interaction with the government and private sector, as you know, has increased immensely. It is not that, okay, this is what we have decided, you follow. Every single ministry which we have never before, we have been getting invitations now. Ministry of Environment, what do I have to do with that? But yes, they are asking us to come. All chambers heads go there. They discuss, they give their opinion, right? Ministry of Commerce, how many times they have invited us personally with the minister sitting there, telling us that give us ideas. You are a big country. You have more products. How do we? You have seen that last 1 year, almost every country they have gone with the delegation from CCC and others to promote their product. Well, they are establishing their office there. CCC has done that in recent past. From Japan to...
I'm a board member of the Cambodian Chamber of Commerce in the U.S. Yeah.
Canada,
we established that last year.
Canada, they opened... I met 10 of them in that last event. So efforts are being put, and new thinking process has been there. We all should support this endeavor of the new government, and for the betterment of everyone. So if business increases, investment increases, people like us who are staying here, and for the country fellow nationals, Cambodians and all, it is going to be a better Cambodia, right? So that is what we are all here for. So as you rightly said initially, that the hope, and we can see the future growing. So I'll take that topic later on when there is another section that you have. So I can keep talking for 2 hours of what Cambodia can offer, why we should be in Cambodia, and why not, and why were we delaying the people who have not come in. This is my request to the international listeners through your program, that this is something, you tell me, I tell my Indian fellow nationals, 3 hours, 4 hours flight, you reach here. It's a visa on arrival. You can open a 100% foreign-owned company. Which country, neighboring countries, most of them, they don't allow that. So it is so easy to come and start off your work here. So there's no reason why I see that they should travel to Latin America, and this is a neighboring country, with open arms, and I think we should all take advantage of this. Big or small, medium-sized company, everybody is welcome. Everybody. And so I also tell my Cambodian fellow business people that you should also try there. Even if you do one product there or 2 products, India is such a huge country that the volumes will be hugely, satisfying. So that is something which, we keep talking in personal level, in forums, in business forums. And of course, I'm sure the efforts are being done from the government and embassy sides of both the countries.
Bong, anything to add?
Well, our friend here knows so much about Cambodia. All we can say is that, thank you for staying in our country for the last 27 years.
Right. I'll be here as long as I can walk and work. This is no problem at all.
Yeah. Well, Sandeep, I would love to continue talking. I reckon we'll definitely have, part 2 and part 3 of some very good conversations.
Can I add a few other important points, which since I thought probably I will take this up since we are wrapping up. See, one is this is centrally located among ASEAN. So very easy I'm talking more for the investment part of view. Those listeners who are listening to us, that why they should come here, right?
Very good.
So visa on arrival makes things so easy. Before we used to get business visas on arrival as well, but now you can get it on invitation. That's not a problem. Now, if I tell you that, Mr. E, can you go to Africa and go and invest, right? Even if you have millions, it depends upon, even if it is 100,000 or 10 million, right? What would be the first thing which comes to your mind? Would be probably maybe distance. Does you think? Give me 5 reasons. What comes to your mind? What? Okay, distance is one.
Distance, the culture,
Culture. Okay.
uncertainty.
Yes. Safety, uncertainty of your investment, right? Okay, that's right. So that is what I do not normally hear when I ask this question in the forums. Everybody tells a reason which is right from their point of view.
Right.
But if I want to go 1,000 kilometers, 10,000 kilometers away and invest, first question is my investment safe or not? Isn't it?
Yep. That's right.
Now, when you come to Cambodia, this is not there for any investor, big or small.
Yeah.
Because you can open a 100% foreign-owned company.
Right.
You don't need a local partner.
That's right.
So that 60-70% of your worries are not there,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
right?
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, very
Correct.
true. Yep.
Second, when you do not need a local partner, for example, you are doing trading, not land alone. Bank account is yours, company is in your name, you are good in your business, you do, and you'll be successful. Where is the question of failure? The second very important point which comes to anybody's mind, any investor, and which is very common. Back in US also, if somebody comes and invests, how do I take back my funds if I want to? Which country in the region allows repatriation of funds, you tell me?
Not easy regionally.
Yes.
Regionally, not easy. Yeah. Cambodia.
Cambodia has 14%. Of course, I'm giving you certain examples which I have helped people. Of course, I don't know whether naming a country is good or not, but it's practically everybody knows about it. I used to have an office in Vietnam for 25 years.
Yep.
Months and years it has happened that people who are working there, salaried people, had problem in sending off their salary money outside the country. There was a time when there was a crisis.
Yeah.
So you know what he used to do? This I'm telling the listeners, so how good Cambodia is. So they will go to my office there in Vietnam. They will, if suppose they want to send $10,000. So they give 10,000 to my office. My country head tells me, yes sir, received. I send it from here to their India office, to back. Even your salary money to send out. Here, your business amount, you repatriate in 14%. Now, the other point. How much of tax we pay in India? 36%. Here, what is the corporate tax? 20%. Yeah, in this region, you have countries which is lesser than Cambodia, which is probably Brunei and Singapore. But mostly, generally speaking, it is above 20. Here, it is 20% only.
Yeah.
Right? So that gives our effort. Now, very important point is the stability of the government. When you have a stable government for 40 years, which individual or company will not feel happy to come and invest? Because political stability there.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
So there's no reason that you should have, any investor should have any doubt about investing in Cambodia.
Yep.
See the GDP of this country pre-COVID, 7.2 to 7.5% for 22 long years. Which country in this region has that? Tell me. People are hovering between 1.2, 1.8, 2.3. We are way ahead.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't it? So these are, I can keep going on this, but I told you about the banks here and so many other things. Garment export those times used to be $10 billion, right? Tourism was 10 million a year.
Yeah.
So those were all good figures which we have experienced not for 1 year, 2 years, for decades.
Yeah, that's right.
So I will not go too much on this, but there is every reasons to say that why Cambodia welcomes any investor with open arms. The policy of the government is investor friendly, as we see. Last 2 weeks only, you saw that more than $7.5 billion worth of 400 projects has been sanctioned by CDC. This I see every month. There is one news or the other, and I'm sure the FDIs are coming in to this country, and development is happening. Yeah, the COVID thing which has happened all over the globe. So that crunch is there. There might be some unfinished projects which were hit, and that has happened everywhere. It is not isolated case of Cambodia. So overall, I think Cambodia is one of the very good place for investors. and one should. I would almost definitely promote through your this talk today that people should come and invest. So beautiful country and beautiful people. So absolutely. No, ASEAN as such, if you see, as I said, I've traveled the globe. The hospitality, the warmth that you fly into, I don't want to name a country. My wife is Russian. Go to a Russian airlines, you don't want to sit there for the next second time. There's no hospitality. You see, you come into a hotel here, you go to the public places, people are so polite, people are so gentle and respect you with, it's very pleasing to see that, very pleasing. Really, and it is not artificial, it comes from the heart.
Genuine, yeah, that's right.
It's great, I think. We touched most of the, and definitely we will be around to see each other for next, at least, as I said, for
many more years. Yeah. Well, for those of you that that you've sat with us, we do invite you to, of course, continue listening to our conversations, but come and visit us here in Cambodia. We're your friends here in Cambodia. And honestly, for the various maybe rumors or old information, don't let that be a hindrance, because that's not the Cambodia that we are in now, where we're raising our families, where we're living, where we're doing business. Cambodia is alive and well. Cambodia is open for business. And in addition to that, it's a very warm, lovely, both culture and people to live in as well. And like everything you said, as far as investment laws and strategic location and all of that as well, Cambodia is alive and well. And so we hope that we'll have a chance to connect with you more. Come, pay us a visit. And at minimum, be our friends and explore Cambodia a bit together with us. Yeah. Well, thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Honored to be your guest today.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. All right.